My name is Mohammed Kabir Umar. I want to draw our attention of my fellow youths on the upcoming 2023 elective season. As we are heading into 2022, election activities, campaign activities are coming up, and all aspiring for the various positions of leadership in the country will come to us looking for our votes, looking for our support, because youths contribute to more than 80% of the votes that our leaders get. Whoever gets into power, he gets there with the votes of youth, who are the majority, who form the major part of the population, who take the larger portion of the population. But then, what are their plans for us? Forget about which party they come from. Forget about whatever track record that they have. What do they have for us as a youth? And I'm of the view that whoever is aspiring for any position, any electoral position in the country, from councillor to chairman, to local government chairman, members house of assembly, members house of representative, to governor, to senators, and all that are vying for electoral positions in the country, youth are their strengths. So I want to draw our attention on this 2023 election. Let our past experiences be an eye-opener for us as a youth. Should we continue like this? What representation do we have in the management of the government? Are the current leaders giving us the right training, the right mentorship to be the leaders in the future? The time is now, because youths have to be given a lot of positions in government. When I say youth, I mean the younger generations that have the talent, they have the thinking in a modern way. Their thinking is they are properly aligned to the dynamic nature of this world. The politics itself is evolving. So for every government that comes, for every candidate that comes to seek for our votes or our support as youths in this upcoming 2023 election, let's make our demand clear to them. Let us give them a clear picture of what we want them to give us, because we are the ones that will give them first. Then after giving them, what do they give us back? We are the young people, we are the ones that go out campaigning for the leaders, making a lot of sacrifices, defending the votes. After voting, we defend the votes. But at the end of the day, you find out that all the ministers in a cabinet, in the presidential cabinet, 80% of them are above the age of 60. We just feel representation from the young cycle. The power to change the narrative lies with us, and the time is now. Let our leaders tell us what exactly are they going to give us after we vote them into power. Because the all the apparatuses. We the youths are the apparatuses that they use to attain that power. But imagine, let's look at the current government as a case study, or maybe the previous three governments, in order to be subjective. If you look at all their cabinets, you know, majorly it is those that are above the age of 60, which is not what we want as a country. Yes, we agree we can have, if the youth are not ready yet for the leadership, what efforts are the governments doing? Are the leaders doing? The current leaders, are we going to be recycling to be having leaders within the same age bracket for the rest of our lives? No, that should not be the case. The problem is, if you don't train the youth to aspire for leadership roles, we will keep evolving in one place, using old ideas, bringing back the policies that were used in the previous years, in the previous decades, which cannot be applied. Politics is evolving world over. All other countries in the world, especially the developed countries, give their youths the opportunity to participate in the leadership roles, and they train them. But having same leaders from same age bracket over and over and over again will not do any good to the political system. And a time will come when the youths that are supposed to lead the country do not have the training required. If you ask me now, in my opinion, there are very few among the youth that are between the age of 25 to 45 that can rule this country effectively. But if we start involving them in the leadership roles, give them some ministerial positions, give them a lot of bigger responsibilities, let them head those parastatals, give them the opportunity to use what they have upstairs, to use all the talents that they have as a youth, to use the modern knowledge that they have, to use all the technology that they have in bringing policies that are in tandem with the current development paradigms used all over the world. Then we can have a nation that is ready to develop and progress. But what I can see now, if I am to give an honest opinion, is that youth are marginalized when it comes to leadership positions in the country. So I am making this call to our fellow youths: stand up. We know our rights. We are not saying that those leaders are outdated or something. No. Let them lead us with their wisdom, but let them give us the opportunity to learn to lead, to have those leadership skills, to have the experience in the leadership, to play a role in the decision making, to play a role in the implementation of policies that affect us. Since we form the larger part of the population, every policy affects us more. So I'm calling on our leaders, our upcoming candidates, presidential candidate, gubernatorial candidates, let them come with a manifesto that speaks about giving youth the opportunity to explore their leadership potentials. Let them come out with a manifesto that gives the youth the opportunity to learn the leadership through participation, that will give them the opportunity to participate in the decision making, that will give them the opportunity to be part and parcel of every government activity. I'm not talking about giving them like a 20% representation in the cabinet or something like that. I'm talking about giving them about 70%. That is the only way we can develop our country, because we have a vast number of youths, a large number of youths with that creativity, with that knowledge, with a technological know-how on how to bring various developmental policies that will lead to a massive transformation in terms of leadership, so that in the future the current leaders will now go and rest and say, yes, we have trained these youths, we have trained our youth, and we have given them the opportunity to we now believe they can rule the country, they can govern the country effectively, and they can help the country to keep pace with other countries that are developing. So development, political development, politics is evolving world over. We need to go beyond just calling youths, giving youths just the role of bringing in government, the role of just voting in government, and after that they will be marginalized, they won't be given the opportunity to participate in the leadership and everything. This is what is causing all the problems that we are having in the country. But if we can have youths, they know the problems of their fellow youths,